This is the Mehron Detailz liquid makeup, but is it good to be precise? Let's do a review of it in details. Hello Shapeshifter and Doppelgangers alike, I'm MightyJ Cosplay and welcome to my channel. So today I want to do a detailed product review from the Detailz liquid makeup by Mehron. So before we jump into the video, just some quick reminder, you can give a like and subscribe to the channel in order to see more cosplay makeup tips and tricks. You can also follow me on Instagram to see a picture of my makeups, and you can find the link in the description. So now let's talk about this bad boy over here. Before we jump into the subject, I just want to clarify some definitions that of terms that I will use in the video. So that's not because we're using body paint on our face that we are doing the same kind of makeup. I will refer to the kind of makeup that I do as cosplay SFX makeup. I do use the Mehron Paradise paint and I also mix a lot of beauty products in, but I will refer to face painting, the kind of makeup that don't necessarily cover the whole face, or you don't necessarily want to transform into something else, but more the kind of makeup that you see like at children party when they do like butterflies and unicorns and roses. A lot of them, they use split cake and they use pretty much only body paint and sometimes glitters. So I will refer to that kind of makeup as face painting and refer to the kind I do as cosplay SFX makeup. It's all good? So now let's start the review. So the first thing I want to talk about the Detailz liquid makeup is actually the applicator. It is really reminiscent of the applicator that you can find in some ink liner in beauty products. So basically it is a plastic rod with at the end a foam tip that can retain the product and is quite sharp. So you can apply the product with only using the tip and make a really detailed line and use it kind of like a brush, but also, and that's the thing I love, you can apply more pressure to it to release more pigments. And that's the big improvement of it compared to using a brush, because a lot of brush for details are just have like few bristles that are maybe half a centimeter long, but when they are good to make detailed lines, but they don't grab a lot of product. You have to dip a lot back and forth, and if you want to apply product to have like a deep color, you have to go the line over and over again, or to dip back into the product over and over again. With this one, the applicator does retain a fair amount of product, and if you want to release more product to get a deeper line, you can add more pressure, because if you do it with a brush and bristle, it just collapses and it won't be as detailed. So with this one, you are still able to get some precise line even if you apply more pressure on the applicator. So yeah, honestly the applicator is really great. I would love maybe to see some of those applicators sold separately as brushes. I don't know, I haven't looked on the Mehron site for that, but yeah, I think the applicator is really good. So now let's talk about the product itself. So the second thing I want to talk about, the Mehron Detailz. So yeah, that's Detailz with a Z, because welcome to downtown Coolsville, where we replace the S at the end of the word with a Z to sound more edgy. Liquid makeup is the product itself. So basically this is really similar to the Mehron Paradise paint, the water activated makeup. This is really similar to that once you activate it with water. So I'm not sure if it's the same one that comes in the bigger bottle, and I don't know if you could use it like for a hairbrush, but it is really reminiscent of the Mehron Paradise paint. So first of all, about the pigmentation, I took white because if there's a color that is hard to work with, it's white, and honestly you get a good coverage. It also dries down pretty fast, so it's not like crazy coverage, but like as you can see on camera, it is obviously white and you cannot really see my skin color through it. So on that, I think it is really great. I tried it for my cosplay SFX makeup. I really wanted to give it a try for when I paint teeth over my mouth. There's some kind of weird, and not weird interaction, but you just have to know how the product will interact with instance the Paradise paint. So there's no problem if you put this product directly on your skin and then you top it off with Paradise paint. But you cannot really do the other way around, because if you put the Mehron Paradise paint and then you use that on top, because it is liquid, it will reactivate the body paint, and with the applicator it will look streaky. So I was thinking maybe I can use this for my SFX makeup to make the point of my teeth really sharp, but honestly it haven't gave me good results. On the other way, I think the product is really great if you apply it directly on the skin and not trying to mix it with different products. So I think it can be good, very good for face painting if you want to just have lines. It can be quicker than using a brush, because honestly there's a lot of product that retain on the applicator and the product is pigmented enough. So it is faster if you just want to add lines, especially like at the end if you just want to add details. That's pretty much why the product is named like that. The other thing that you can do with it is use it for tracing. I made a whole video back about tracing, you can look at it, but I said in that video that I'm not a fan of using body paint for tracing, because you have always to put the brush back in the pan and it can take forever. With this one, honestly, there's way more product that stay on the applicator, and you can go way longer by just one dip of the applicator and this liquid paint than you can get by dropping a brush into the Paradise paint spot. So yes, for tracing this can be very good. Also, it is like $10, so it is pretty much the same. It is maybe even cheaper than a puck of Mehron Paradise paint, so I think this can also be a great product for tracing. It's just not the kind of product that you can put on top of other makeup or body painting products. So basically these were my thoughts on the product. So now let's talk about the third aspect, the packaging. So now let's talk about the third aspect that I want to cover with the Mehron Detailz liquid makeup, and it's the packaging. So first of all, if you look at the applicator and you put it next to the top of the bottle, you can see that it doesn't really reach the end of the bottle. So the bottle, it's written on the bottle that you have 5 milliliters of product in it, but I have used enough liquid concealer and liquid eyeshadows and stuff like that to know where this is going. I'm really doubtful that you are able to get the last milliliter out of the bottle. Also, the hole of the bottle is very tiny, so the applicator is fit kind of tightly in it. I think one of the reasons is that it allows to remove the excess of product when you remove it from the bottle, but at the same time it make it hard to reach the product, for instance using another brush. So yes, I'm not a big fan of that. I think the biggest issue that kind of defy the purpose of the product, I think it is mostly aimed for face painting, but because the applicator is also the cap of the bottle and it's hard to get the product without using the applicator, I'm curious about sanitary issues. As I said, I'm doing mostly cosplay SFX makeup on my face. I'm not really doing face paint on other people's faces. So I don't know that much about sanitation and hygiene with these kind of products, but I think that putting it on someone's skin, then putting it back into the bottle, I think you can transfer bacteria that way. What I would prefer for this is that if the bottle was separate, that the bottle had its own lid, maybe a wider opening so that you are able to get the product out without using the applicator, so that you could put it on the back of your hands, for instance, or on a small metal plate or glass plate, like a transitionary step, and then that the applicator is separate, that comes in the same packaging in the store. and that you can wash more easily the applicator as well. Or maybe just have some applicator and make them disposable, because honestly the applicator is really good. But I think that's where the product kind of fell short. I think for the sanitation it could have been way better, and it may defy the purpose of using it in face painting. It is really great if you're doing face painting on yourself, but if you want to use it to be quicker when you're doing face painting on many people, it may not be as good. So yes, this is the kind of drawback of the product, but yeah, hey, everything needs to have one. So now let's sum it all up. So here's my final thoughts about the Mehron Detailz liquid makeup. I think it is a product that worth the try, but that fell short on the design and the packaging. Basically, it's around 10 bucks. It is cheaper than a pack of Mehron Paradise paint, so it's worth the try. I tried it on for my cosplay SFX makeup. I don't think it can be very useful for that type of makeup. As I said, maybe other than tracing, because you cannot apply it on top of the Mehron Paradise paint. So for adding details in cosplay SFX makeup, it's not really that good. I think it is really great to do like quick lines and detail at the end of a face paint. I think that's what the product was designed for. As I said, I do really love the applicator. I don't know if they will sell it separately or if they are already doing it, but when I will run out of product, I will probably keep the bottle just to keep the applicator, because I think it is really great. I purchased this bottle in white. I don't think I will purchase the other colors because there's not that much usage I can do from it. For details, I will just keep using fine brushes, and I don't think when I will go through it, I will purchase another bottle. I think it was a well intended, but it's just the packaging kind of ruins a little bit the idea and the concept, or the usage or the reusability you can make out of the product. So yeah, basically these were my final thoughts about this lovely product. And now I'm back with makeup on. So I did a cosplay face paint of Vorinclex, Voice of Hunger from Magic the Gathering. So I hope you really enjoyed the video. If so, please feel free to give a like and subscribe to my channel in order to see more videos like this. And I hope to see you in another video. Bye!